Hey there everybody and welcome. It's Jackie here from stampinjack.com. It is Wednesday the 15th of December and it is time for Facebook Live. So just give me 1 second while I check my setup. Facebook looks different again this week, so when you arrive just leave me a comment below so I know you're here. I've got some fun stuff planned for you tonight. You may have seen my post earlier on today. My pre-order for the new mini catalogue arrived today. Yay! So whilst I can't show you the inside of the catalogue, what I can show you is what I've already purchased from the catalogue. So I'm going to show you my goodies and then we'll do some crafting with them towards the end. So bear with me. And I've also got some items from Celebration. So this is one of the perks of being a demonstrator, is that we get to order stuff a whole month early. So we get to have it ahead of time so we can play with it. Plus obviously we get our discounts as well. So you get at least a 20% discount on all your purchases when you're a demonstrator. So if you like what you see and you can't wait, then you could always sign up this month and get your stuff. Otherwise, I will be hosting a one of my usual catalogue open house. Will be an online one, but my live catalogue launch party in January. I have to decide the dates, but that's probably going to be maybe the second weekend in January, something like that. So let me just open up. Yeah. So as I said, just leave me a comment when you arrive. I'm not seeing any, so I'm not sure. Let me just check. As I said, every single time I go live, it looks different. So, Kat, I can see you. Hi, welcome. So I might have to. As I said, just leave me a comment. Ooh. There you go. There's the hi Diane. Good to see you. So that's good. We've got comments coming through. I can see them. Excellent. So are we ready to have a little sneak peek? Before we do, I just wanted to remind you of the cards that we made last week. So the clear out of the current autumn winter catalogue is still going ahead. So we've got lots and lots of items at 50% off. There's really good savings on stuff. Last week's live, I went through this catalogue to show you what's going, what's staying, where all the discounts are. So if you haven't done so already, do make sure to get your order in for any of the stuff that's going away. But these are just some of the cards. These are the cards that I made last week with just some of the products that are going away. So once they're gone by the 3rd of January, then that will be it. So let's settle in. I will be sending these brochures out over the next week or so. Mine haven't arrived yet, but as soon as they do, I'll be sending them out. So you should see these in the post to you around Christmas time. So something for you to look forward to. Right, let's get the box. And I'm going to need my glasses so I can read what's on them. Hang on. Right, let's get going then. So where shall we start? Let's start with the stamp sets. So first up, we've got this Artfully layered stamp set. So this reminds me of a stamp set we had a few years ago, Tropical Chic, I think it was. But I love the big leaves, and then it comes with dies that cut out the stamped images and then cut out some leaves as well. We've got a nice zigzag border, some texture pieces and some small leaves. And then we've got some nice sentiments as well. So thank you, happiest birthday wishes, sending all the hugs, and hey there. And then you've got your little leaves there. So I really, really like that. And then there's some paper that goes with that. Let me show you. So this is the Artfully Composed Designer Series paper, and the colours in this are Bumblebee, Calypso Coral, Evening Evergreen, Just Jade, Mint Macaron, Old Olive, Pale Papaya and Pear Pizzazz. So it's a really unusual colour combination, but I really like it. It's got that kind of, look at that, that's beautiful for masculine cards, but it's got that nice tropical vibe to it. And again, one side is highly patterned, the other side is kind of plain. Love the colours in this one. And obviously, you know me, I love a good stripe, especially a diagonal one. And then these, I am guessing that our dies will cut out these stamped images. And there we go. So that is the Artfully Layered stamp set. Now, as I'm going along, do let me know what you think. And if you've got anything in particular that you'd like me to play with at the end, then let me know. I've got some ideas, I've got a couple of things lined up, but we can go with the flow. You know how it goes around here. So the next one we have is Sweet Conversations. So again, this reminds me of the old love hearts. So that you're cute, text me, love you, BFF, hug me. It's just really, really sweet. And then you've got a little happy Valentine's Day and happy to have you in my life. And it comes with dies. So you've got the dies that cut out the different hearts. So you've got some outlines and you've got some solids. So it's a bit of two-step stamping going on. And then you've got some rows of hearts here, little tags. And then this creates a little envelope. And then look, this teeny tiny little tag here, which I think is really, really sweet. And if I'm right, let me just see. Could you stamp? I was wondering if it would fit some of these, but it doesn't, not quite. But really, really sweet. And then this has some paper that goes with it as well. So this is Sweet Talk. So look at the colours on that. They are Blushing Bride, Granny Apple Green, Highland Heather, Petal Pink, Pool Party, Real Red and So Saffron. So again, you can see that these dies, let me just say, will they? So these dies, yep, will cut out. And I like that these hearts are slightly off-centered, a little bit hand-drawn rather than perfectly drawn. And then we've got this one, which I think that one goes with that one. And this one goes with this one. There, that's how it works. So am I on? There we go. So you can see that these will actually cut out the images on here. And then the other thing I like is that when we've got the little ones, we've got lots of individual bits. It's easy to cut out lots at a time, and you've got a bigger banner here, which you can see. So now let's look at the paper. So look at that, purple. If Lynn is on here, I know she loves a good bit of purple. So this has got I love you in different languages. Some lollipops. Again, just a lovely neutral here. This is cool. Look at that lovely background. Some hearts. Look at those stripes. Aren't they fab? The colours of those are just absolutely delicious. And look at that tone on tone purple. That's beautiful. And that's the other side of it. That is just so bright and cheerful and gorgeous. And then we've got some hearts in just pink and purple and red. So absolutely beautiful, this little set here. I think it's gorgeous. So I should be having some fun with these cards. But I like that it's not just Valentine's. You can always use hearts, can't you? Always go well. So next up is Flowering Tulips. So this is a two-step stamping. I love this circular sentiment. I love circular sentiments. But again, you've got some lovely, you've got Happy Mother's Day, which is great. And you've got some lovely images. But the dies that go with this. So you've got the dies that cut out the stamped images here. but you've also, these are layering dies, so you can build up your tulips here without stamping. Obviously it cuts out the leaves and the stems, and then you've got a little bit of texture here. And then I love this border piece here. This is lovely, really, really nice. So I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with that, and I think that comes with the paper that comes with that. Yes. So the Flowering Fields is the paper that coordinates with that, and that's got loads of colours. I won't bore you with opening them all out, okay? But look at this. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely gorgeous. You've got purple one. They got really bright flowers on one side, and then again that sort of ombre plainer pattern on the reverse. Love this spot, and again some beautiful clouds. So really bright summery patterns on here. This is gorgeous. I love the colours in this one. And then look at the, that looks like an oil painting, doesn't it? It's absolutely beautiful. Really, really lovely. So there we go. So that's the tulips. Next up is, I think this is my favourite thing from the new catalogue. It doesn't look like much, but it's got some dies with it. So I love stamp sets like this that have got lots of different shapes to it. You'll have seen me before use them. You can just create lots of interesting effects and things like that. And then I've just got some really lovely sentiments in here. So hello, beautiful, beautiful, thank you. First of all, you're amazing. So happy to know you. And you've got lots of little bits of texture. So it's unusual. Normally these sets, they just have the stuff and not the sentiments. So having the two together is really good. But the dies are amazing. So these dies go with this, but the two work absolutely independently of one another. The only thing here that the die cuts out is it cuts out, well, it doesn't even cut that out, kind of coordinates with that shape there. But it creates, so these are two frames. And then we've got some circles, but I love this, hexagons. I love hexagons, and I think especially for masculine cards, hexagons are just brilliant, just for creating patterns and texture, or even as a sentiment label. So I love, love, love this. This would be my top recommendation for you from this catalogue. So even if the stamp set is not for you, definitely get those dies, because you've got some nice circles and the hexagons together, and these work really well to create like little, almost like boxes and things. So really, really fun, this one. Top recommendation from me, that one. Next up is Flowering Rain Boots. So this one reminds me of a stamp set we had a couple of years ago, and it comes with dies which haven't arrived in my pack, but the dies basically cut out pretty much everything here. So you can see the size of these boots. So if I take a regular card front and I lay those boots on top, you can see. So they're really lovely big images that create great focal points for your cards. And then we've got Rain or Shine, I'm here for you. I like that. Every storm that comes also ends. That's really lovely. So fantastic. And again, you can interchange these on your flower pot or your watering can. So really, really lovely, this one. Can't wait till the dies actually arrive with it, but I think they're back ordered. Then this next one I think is fantastic. So this is Rainbow of Happiness. Okay, so this is just, it can't be the rainbow. But what I especially like is that, as well as the solids here, so you can just stamp your solid image, you've also got the sending you a rainbow of happiness. You've got a little, some pattern here. You've got lots of texture. Look like that. You make me happy. A little something to brighten your day. So this is just a really, really happy sort of a stamp set. And again, this comes with dies, which haven't arrived. This comes with dies that cut out the rainbows as well. So you can stamp and cut out, or you can just cut out. It's entirely up to you. So this is a really, you're going to see a lot of this, I reckon, once I get going with this one. Next up is Daffodil Daydream. So again, we had a daffodil stamp set a little while ago, a couple of years ago, and these are really good images for colouring or watercolouring or whatever. Got a lovely little splodge. We love a good splodge or texture. Happy Mother's Day, Easter blessings, all great. And then it has dies with it. Which are here. So what you've got here is a really big die set. So this die set, so this cuts out the stamped images, so these two here, but it's also got all the bits to actually build your own daffodil. So you've got the stems, the leaves, everything. So this is really, again, going to have a lot of fun. So you've got the petals here, you've got the trumpets, you've got the inside bits. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that one does, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. So, and then you've got some little stamens, and again, you can layer them up. So you've got a solid here and then a detail. So there's, and I like the fact that there's pretty much two of everything. So you can cut out 2 daffodils at a time instead of having to do each one individually. And then you've got some butterflies as well. So really, really lovely. And again, if the stamp set wasn't your thing, apart from these two, all the dies work independently of the stamp set. So there we go. What's everybody think so far? Can't see any more comments. Are you still with me? Next up is, this is my second favourite thing in the catalogue this year. So this is a stamp set and die set, but they work actually completely independently of one another. So you know me, I love a big, bold stamp set. So look at this, the big happy birthday, you're one of a kind, you really are fabulous. This is a really, really great stamp set. I mean, just to show you, right, for scale, this is the you are one of a kind. It's beautifully big. Okay, so this is a great stamp set by itself, but then we've got the dies. So these dies, as the name suggests, the slim card dies, are designed for making, what are they called? I can't remember now. The skinny cards. So this cuts out the card front, and here, I love this. I love the chevrons, brilliant. And then this will cut out the edge, and then here we have this sort of lattice one, and again another edge. So what I like about this edge is that you could use it on a card that's not as long as this, because it doesn't, you just put that bit in the middle. But I'm going to play with this one a little bit later on. So again, these dies work absolutely independently of the stamp set, but they're both great, so I would definitely recommend getting this as a bundle. Oh, got a hair. So might play with that one later. So next up, what have we got? Oh yes, so this is a set of dies. They come with a stamp set, but I wasn't that keen on the stamp set. And again, it doesn't really cut out any of the stamped images, but it cuts out the words "you are amazing" and "thanks," and it's got the detail and the shadow. So I think that's really, really great. So I've just gotten the dies, haven't bothered with the stamp set. So again, always good. And you know me, always wanting a thank you. And then we've got this stamp set, which I think is a fantastic all-round stamp set. So you've got, Mother's Day, congrats, thank you, proud of you, Easter, happy birthday, Father's Day, just for you, I love it, just for you, anniversary, you're on my mind, welcome little one. So this is a fantastic the only thing it's not got in here is actually a Christmas sentiment or a Valentine's Day. So really, really brilliant stamp set. Absolutely love this one. Really, really good. Next one is, again, really fun. This is a For the Record, it's called. So again, you can just use your circle die to cut that out. I love this border image here, great for creating textures. And again, just love the fonts on here. And of course, For the Record is one of the sentiments. So, for the record, you're my favourite song. For the record, you're awesome. So this is a cool little stamp set. Again, good for those sort of teenager, tweeny cards, masculine cards. Really, really good. Next up, just a really fun set. So this is Kite Delight. So this just creates different kites. So really fun. And again, there's no dies or anything that goes with this, but the shapes are so easy to cut out. It's dead simple to do. So again, just something I really just like how cheerful this one is. And then there's a punch which coordinates, but is not part of the bundle, which is the cloud. So again, I think it's always good. We've got various dies that cut out clouds, but I think having a punch is always handy. Which is really, really good. Diane says, love a rainbow. Are we? Ooh, looks like we've frozen. I hope you can still hear me. Definitely not getting comments very well. We'll keep going. So next, let's look at some papers. So this is the Abstract Beauty paper. So I think this actually goes with the hexagons I was telling you about. So this is an unusual size. It's kind of like a card front size, and it's got some gold detail in it. So look at that. But you see what I mean about textures? But it's got a really, look at the colours in that. That is gorgeous. Look at that one. Ooh, texture. Look at that. Beautiful. So you can see how you can create this texture with these shapes. You could replicate these with the stamp set. Lovely stripe. Look at that. Let's try and get them all. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And again, with these colours and patterns, you know, especially something like this, you got this, put it on your card front and stamp a big sentiment on it. Or take the Amazing Thanks dies and just do thanks across the front, and your card is done. Especially with these gold accents. I mean, this is my favourite of all the papers that are in this new catalogue. Just beautiful. And like that, it's got a nice mix of sort of masculine-y kind of colours and very feminine colours. So some bright geometric designs and then some more subtle designs. So it's a really good mix of patterns and things. So that's fantastic. Next is... So next is the Symbols of Fortune Designer Series paper. So again, this has got lovely gold accents to it, and it's mostly grey. Look, we've got grey and flirty flamingo in there. These are cranes. Look at these. So just some really unusual colour combinations. Love this. Here we go. Again, so there's a stamp set that goes with this. It's kind of got those Chinesey symbols, but it's not, the stamps are not my bag, but I love the paper. Especially love the grey with the gold is an unusual combination. Okay. Oops, just ripped the packet, but never mind. Okay, what else have we got? Next up, I've torn some of my paper, never mind. So this is the Hey Sports Fan Designer Series paper. So again, this coordinates with the stamp set and dies that cut out some sort of these tickets. So again, great for your masculine cards. Look at that, Celebrate, Way to Go, #1. So, as I say, the dies cut these out, but if you didn't have the dies, they're quite easy shapes to cut out. I love this bit here. This is a card front all by itself. And baseball, love the stars. So again, this is baseball themed, but I wouldn't limit it just to that. There's a lot more to it than that. And then we have the Heart and Home. So again, this is another, I think this is another, no, it's not a specialty paper, but what you've got here is one side is all this grey and white kind of wood grainy pattern, and then the other side is kind of florally, but it looks like it's got like a fabricy, linen-y texture. Isn't that gorgeous? Really delicate, beautiful, and again an unusual range of colours. I really like that one. So as usual, I'll be doing a paper share, so you'll be able to get a quarter of all of these papers. As part of that, I'll be sending out details soon. So then another one we've got is some vellum. So this is printed vellum, and this is really interesting. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. Hang on. So you've got, get some white. Hang on. So you've got printed with some script in black and white. You've got two of those. Then you've got like a map. Okay, and then what you have is you've got the same, but you've got it with kind of white on the vellum. So really, really subtle texture there, which is beautiful. Same with the map. Let me see if there, can you see it better there? Look at that. Fab. And then you've got like newsprint in black and white. And then you've got the scripty text in white. So how's that for just creating some really lovely subtle texture or background on your cards? So I love, love, love this paper. I think it's super. And of course, because it's printed, it's much easier to adhere it, which is good. Right, next we've got some embellishments. So we've got the frosted beads. These are really, really fun. So these would be great for shaker cards. I don't know how well they would stick to our cards. I'll have to try it, but I love the colours in those. They're super. And then we've got some sparkle and shine sequins. I think we've had these before. They look very familiar. I think they were a Christmas product a few years ago. But either way, I think they're lovely. So you've got some little stars and circles in sort of white, silver and iridescent. We've got some matte dots. So what I really like is we've got some very vanilla ones in here, as well as some white, and then we've got grey and black. So I love that we've got the grey, the vanilla and the white. That's really nice. And then we've got some adhesive backed hexagons. So again, back to the hexagons, really, really lovely. We've got some polished dots. So these are kind of in polished pink and white. So they're kind of opaly. So they're not sparkly, but they are a bit shiny. And then we've got some resin stars. So again, love the primary colours on these. Really, really lovely. We've got these little brushed brass butterflies. So they're really, really light or skinny. Lovely. And then we have an embossing folder, which is the Hive embossing folder. So again, another hexagon. Let me just, you can see the pattern in that. So we did have a hexagon embossing folder a few years ago with bigger hexagons in it, but I do like this one. And then we have some layering decorative masks, which I'm looking forward to playing with. So if I just pull these out. So what we've got is we've got some flowers and butterflies. So if I can figure it out. Yep. So these three here, so these are just plain sort of background stencil. So you've got the vines, you've got that flowery pattern, and then I really like that sort of ditzy flower pattern. So they're really cool. But then what we've got is, I've dropped one of them, hang on, here we go. So then what we've got is the layering stencil. So you sponge this one, and then you sponge this one on top, and you get two, you do two colours, and then you got the same with the butterfly. So this is your base, and then this is your detail on top. So this, I think, is going to be really, really fun. And here again, we've got our layers. So I think, if I'm right, I'm just trying to figure out how this one layers. I think you do that one and then you do those two. I have to figure that one out. So yeah, I think stencils are a really good, inexpensive tool, especially if you're new and you're starting out and you haven't got lots of stamps and stuff. And I like these images are quite big as well. So okay, so that's all of our stuff from the catalogue. So next up I have stuff from the celebration. So this is stuff that you get for free when you place an order. So first up is the Sunshine and Rainbows Designer Series paper. So this coordinates with this stamp set. So if you bought this bundle, let me just double check in the celebration catalogue. Oh, I have to be careful not to open it on screen. So if you bought this bundle and then spent another £3.75, you would get this paper for free. So again, it's just some beautifully bright, happy colours and patterns. So like that, you've got rainbows, look at that. And this coordinates with the punch, so the punch punches those out. Love that colour combination. Really, really lovely. So again, you just got some fabulous patterns. There's some beautiful stripes in our designer series paper this time round, which is just fab. And then look at the spots. That's just, I love that one. I'd get the paper pack just for that. More stripes, more rainbows. Love a good stripe. This is nice. Look at those rainbows, and I'm pretty sure that the dies will cut out those rainbows. I'd have to check when they get here though. And then you got that one. So this one is free with a £45 order. Really, really nice. Next up is another paper pack, and this I really love. So this is Simply Marvelous, and again, we had something like this a few years ago. So you got these marbled designs. It comes in 4 colours, which is, well, it's basically pink, yellow, purple, aqua, grey and blue, but it's a mix of colours. So you got it marbled on one side and then swirly on the other. So there's your pink. There's our yellow. It looks like silk, doesn't it? But again, just fab for creating interesting backgrounds and textures. I love this aqua one. I think it's super. And again, for this, it's easy to stamp on, or you could die cut it into shapes if you wanted. Look at that. And then we've got the blue. This is beautiful with the different mix of colours in here. So again, this one is free with a £45 purchase. So this is probably my, I would be hard pushed to pick between this and the rainbow paper, if I'm honest. Next up, we have, this is the Special Moments stamp set. So this is free with a £90 order. But this again is a really brilliant big stamp set. So it's just, you get 2 pieces, and you've got, as I say, look, good luck. I'm always looking for a stamp set with good luck on it, thinking of you. Best wishes, I have something for you. Just a little hi from me. And then you got some bigger happy birthdays, congratulations, sympathy, just a card to say you're amazing. Where would I be without a friend like you? So this is a really, really fantastic stamp set. So really, really enjoying that one. Next is, this is really sweet. So this is Catching Butterflies. So this is free with a £45 purchase, but I like the fonts here. So celebrate every beautiful thing, collecting sweet thoughts of you. Really, really nice. Then we have driving by. So again, I think this is a really cool one because you've got the vehicles, which are always good. Driving by to stay high. You've got style or thanks. So again, just a really cute, simple stamp set. Really, really like that. So celebration runs from the 4th of January to the 28th of February. So as soon as this catalogue goes live, celebration goes live for 2 months as well. And then the last thing I have to show you is a jewel. So these two come together with a £90 purchase, which is, so you get the stamp set and the paper. So look at this, you've got the big flowers. I like that hello friend, a little bird. Hope you have the best birthday. So it's, and again, you know, that's a really quite a big sentiment. And then you've got this lovely paper, which coordinates. It's just so fresh and lovely. So if I just flick through it, again, more gorgeous stripes. Love this spots. This just is so fresh and lovely. This piece of this paper, I should say. There you go. It reminds me a little bit of the hand-penned paper that we've got in our annual catalogue. It's very similar sort of style. So there we go. I think that's everything. So, leave me a comment. Hopefully I'll get it. Leave me a comment so I can see if there's anything in particular that you would like me to play with. So, Kat voted for Rainbow Play. I knew you would, Kat. Why doesn't that surprise me in the slightest? So let me just grab that. Where is it? Grab that. Go. Move some bits out of the way. Okay. Alrighty, so let's try. Let's grab a few bits here. I'm totally winging it now, but I'm sure we can manage. So let's see. I'm just going to do a really, really simple rainbow. Okay. Take these off. Now, a quick tip for you with photopolymer stamps, especially like this, is that when you pull them off, it's easy for them to kind of lose their shape a little bit. So just let them rest for a bit. Okay, I'll show you. And the best way to pick them up then is, first of all, let's separate them out. Here we go. So we'll just turn around, just pop it on the ground, and then on the ground on your table, and then pick it up with the block, because when it's sitting there, it's likely to just pop into its normal shape. Okay, these are reasonably sturdy, so you shouldn't have too much trouble. But I know we had a rainbow stamp set a few years ago, and it caused people problems because the rainbow bits were just too skinny, and it was hard to get them lined up. Okay, so now we've got our rainbow. So now we need our rainbow colours. So we'll want, let's see, I'll want some Poppy Parade, Daffodil Delight, let's do Granny Apple Green, and Bermuda Bay, or Pacific Point. What do we think? We'll think about it when we get there. We'll start with the big one. Okay, so let me just open up our ink pads. Whoop. So we'll start with our red. Up, and I'm put it like so. Okay, and then we'll do our next one down in yellow. So of course, because they're photopolymer, you can just line them up. Go, and then green. And then I think I will do Pacific Point for the blue. Just 1 second. Can't see your comments. How odd. Okay, so there we go. Close those up. And let's just see. So there's this one. Does so this one fits across what we've done the yellow one in, so let's ink that one up. I'm going to do that in black. Where's my stays on? You could use Memento if you like. I just like to use stays on when I want to stamp in black, because I think it gives a better, more intense black colour. Ooh, look at that. And then I've got some scrap white. Okay, and we've got our little hearts. I'm going to cover up my stays on. Okay, and let's do those in, let's do some pink. To attach my clouds with some dimensionals. Let's grab some big ones. I've got some edges here. Let's finish this sheet off. Now what you could do when you have the dies is you could cut these out and then lay this on like a blue layer. So you've got your sky. Okay, so then I'm going to grab got some Flirty Flamingo here, so I'm just going to cut it down to size. Okay, so we'll bring in our card base. glue down our Flirty Flamingo layer. Let's get my glue going. Here we go. Oh, I can feel there's a blockage in there. It's going to splodge out any second. But there's enough there to get it on. Hang on. There's definitely something going on with this, so just 1 second. Otherwise I may well end up with a disaster otherwise. That should do the trick. Okay, let's try it now and see. Oh, that's much better. There you go. I obviously had a little bit of a blockage inside. So there we go. Sending you a rainbow of happiness. There we are. Just so bright and happy, this set. That's that one. So let's make another one. I wanted to play with the... I'm going to pop these back in. Okay, let's put that down there. So then I wanted to play with the hexagons and the Hello Beautiful, and where are the guys? They're in here. Okay, so what I've done is I've actually ahead of time cut some strips from the Rainbow Designer Series paper and the free one. And I'm going to cut some hexagons from this. So, oh. So what I'm going to do is, let's see if I can manage it. I'm going to cut all of these shapes, and I'm going to cut them in, bear with me, I'm just going to cut them individually. I've cut 4 different strips. We had a Hexagon Punch a few years ago, and when it retired I was not a happy bunny. Those of you who've been around a while may remember that. It wasn't good. So here we go. Just cuts out lots of different bits. Not entirely sure exactly how I'm going to put these together yet, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. So that's that one. Now let's do it again. So whilst I'm running this lot through, why don't you let me know what's caught your eye from what you've seen tonight? Anything stand out for you? said, for me, this is my number one choice. Kat, have you seen the catalogue? Is. Okay, so that's 2. Let's do this again. So as I say, this paper is the paper that coordinates with the rainbow stamp set that I just used, but obviously you don't have to use it only with that. Nearly there. Oh dear, keep throwing it all on the floor. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Hey. Right, and then one more. Now, I probably won't use all of these, but what I don't use, I'll keep and use for other cards. So it's the kind of thing where once you've cut it out, you can make a few. Okay. Let's see if I can do this without throwing any of the dies on the floor this time. Wouldn't that be good? Okay, so I think that one's worked reasonably well. Okay, so now we're going to play. Whoops. Sit down for this bit. So we've got our plain white card base. And I've got a layer of Coastal Cabana, because I think that will coordinate nicely with the colours I've chosen. And I've deliberately chosen kind of masculine colours for this. So I don't know if you can see this. I'm just going to make some piles here. So you can see what shapes I've got. And sort them into the right colours. Here we go. Okay, so we can put this bit to one side for the moment because we've got our white piece. So okay, so simply across the card like that, and a sentiment would be fantastic. But we can also build out a little bit more if we wanted. We did it this way. Now, what I'm trying to do is to just bear with me 1 second while I have a quick look to remind myself how they go together. As I say, there's lots of ways that you can do this. It's just one of those where you just do what I'm doing. You just cut a load of shapes and then see how you go. So I think, so I like that design, but you could also do, so I want that. That's it. So you can build, I don't know if you can see that, you can build yourself using the diamonds. You can build yourself a square, a cube, like so. You could even do it with 3 different patterns. How's that? But we're going to keep it simple. And like I said, you can do sort of half. So on here you could do and then these will interlock. I don't know if that's on camera, if you can see any of this. Okay, and then you've got your little triangles as well. So there's lots and lots of things we can do with these shapes, but I'm going to keep it simple for now. And I'm going to grab this stamp set, which is here. And I'm going to just do the, let's see, so happy to know you. Okay, so I'm going to grab a little scrap of white. I just want a skinny strip. These are strips left over from trimming that I keep. I think this is the size I want. Yep, that'll do. So I'm going to do Misty Moonlight. My usual trick, just flag the end. Okay, so now I'm just going to glue these down. I'm not pressing them down hard just yet because I want to make sure that they line up where I want them to before I press them down fully. Take full advantage of the whole wiggle room that we get with our liquid glue. There we go. So just need to even them out very slightly. There we go, and then this is going to go up on dimensional, so I'm going to grab my minis. Right here somewhere, yep. Okay, and then we'll trim that. Glue that down. Pop that on there. Just squish these down. So there we go. Super simple. Really nice masculine card. So that's using the hexagons. Ooh, I've got glue all over myself there. Never mind. We can fix that. So that's that one. Okay, and then I've got one more. Have I got time for one more? I think I have a quick one. So this one I wanted to do using the Slim Sayings and the coordinating dies. Okay, so what I've done is, this is what the die cuts out. So that's your full card front, like so. Okay, so you can just stick that down. And then I've also die cut it, so that's Melon Mambo. I've also die cut it in Daffodil Delight and some Pool Party. So there's a couple of things you could do here. You could just layer the dies like that to create your pattern on your card. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bit of an inlay. So just going to grab our glue. So as I say, I've die cut the bits ahead of time so that it doesn't take too long. Whoop. So I'm just putting teeny bits of glue along our bits here. You can see that I'm not putting a huge amount. Okay, and then I'm going to pop that on my card front. Okay, and then I'm just going to lay our pieces in. So we want the yellow. Now, if I'd been sensible, what I would have done was actually leave them in their bits, but there we go. We should be able to figure this one out because they're roughly in order. And just go up in order of size. Okay, so I'm just getting them on here. And then we can just stick them down. Now, what you could do with this is you could put an adhesive sheet at the back. And then what it means is that as soon as you laid any of these bits down, they just went straight in and you didn't have to stick them. But I didn't plan that far ahead, so we'll just have to go with it as it is. But I'm sure we can manage. So this is the top one because it's got a little bit missing. And then we want, this is that bit. Put it that way. And then we want a yellow piece. Go down here. Now, you could also just lay these onto a card like that and trim them. So again, chevrons are always great. They're really good for, oh, can you see that? They're really good for masculine cards as well. So I'm just looking for my yellow piece to go on top here. Okay, it will be around somewhere, so we'll just leave that one off for the moment because it will show up as soon as I finish with you guys. You can be absolutely sure of it. I have no doubt whatsoever. See, it's not that bit, but you see, we could trim that off if we wanted. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just, I'm going to use my pick tool for this, so I can pick it up. Pop a little bit of glue in the space and stick it in. So you can put the glue on the card or on the piece, whichever you like. But for the purpose of this one, I like to use, let's say, the liquid glue. Just gives you that little bit of wiggle room, but you can see once you've laid them in, they go in really quickly. And like that, you could do all sorts of colour schemes with this. I think this is just fab. And again, like that, you know, when you do this and you cut out 3 sets, you can make 3 cards, so it's great for making multiples. So even if you weren't making slimline cards, that was the word I was looking for earlier on, these dies, cutting out these chevrons, is really, really useful, because you don't need to use the frame, you can just use the pieces. And if you like jigsaw puzzles, then this is for you. Or like that, you can cut the frame and then just lay it over another colour, so you've got 2 colours, or you could lay it over patterned paper. That would also work really well. Okay, so when I find my pieces, I think this is the glue piece that I want. No, so when I find the 2 pieces that go up there, I will finish this card off. Put the yellow one in there. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, and then what I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to just trim it. No, because I just can't be bothered to go looking for the other piece. Okay, so that's our card base. So now I'm going to do the You Are One of a Kind. Stamp that. And I'm going to do that using Stays On. Yeah. I'm going to grab my trimmer. Again, you could die cut this, but I'm just going to trim it to size. Some matte black dots here, so we'll just pop this up. No, I think 3 is enough. So there we go, a slimline card. So I still have my yellow frame and I have my blue frame somewhere, and I've got my other bits here, so I can make 2 more cards with all of these, and then I've got some leftovers here so I can play with those. So let's just bring in the cards that we've made. So we've got the rainbow card, we've got the hexagon card, and we've got the slimline card. So it's over to you, ladies. What's your favorite? 1, 2, or 3? So as I said, all of these things will be available in our new spring summer catalogue, which comes out on the 4th of January. If you've ordered from me this year, then I'll be sending you one for free over the next few weeks. If you haven't ordered with me and you'd like a catalogue but you don't already have a demonstrator, then please just leave me a message letting me know, and I will get in touch and get one to you. I hope that you've enjoyed seeing what's coming. I hope it's got you excited, and you better save your Christmas money so that you can spend it all nicely in the new year and all of this lovely new stuff. But don't forget that we still have the clear out of the, or should I say close out of the items from the autumn winter catalogue. So do make sure to get hold of those before they go at the end of this month. So let me think, what is next week? Next week is the 22nd, so I will see you next week for an almost Christmas Eve crafting session. I hope you enjoyed that. I look forward to hearing your votes or seeing your votes when I can read your comments again, and I will see you all again next week. Thank you very much. Bye.